Hey everyone, how's it going? Good evening. Great to have you here. It is Monday. It's Monday, November, already November. That's right, Monday, November 4. That's what it says down here. Monday, November 4, 2019. This is Let's Have a Chat About Leadership. I am your host, Dave. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope everything worked out. Everything was good. Everything was great. I know I was spent some wonderful time with the family this weekend. Um, it was quick though. That's the bad thing. That's what happens with nice, good weather, real good weekends. They go too fast, and well, that's what happens. That's what happens. But hey, it's Monday, so we got to get going again. Don't let the Mondays get you down, because you know what? That's only just 20% of the work week. You know that, right? Monday, yes. And if it's over, 20%'s done. So not too shabby. Speaking of not too shabby and it being done, well, it's sports and leadership. That's the topic for Mondays. That's every Monday we do that, sports and leadership. So let's dive into sports and leadership. Oh, hey, before I forget, happy holidays. All right, there we go. Got that out of the way. So let's see. It's still going off. Wow. There's an amber alert in my neck of the woods. So if you got it, you got it. But if not, be on the lookout for that vehicle. And so let's move on. Sports and leadership. It's Friday. It's Friday. I wish, right? Already, my mind's already set on Friday. You know what? That's it. Every day is going to be Friday from here on out. Monday, sports and leadership. And as I said in the show notes, it's about winning and losing. Winning and losing. We always need to, well, it happens. It happens sometimes, winning and losing. You either win, you either lose. And over the weekend, it finally happened for two teams. One team finally lost, and one team finally won. That's right. The New England Patriots lose. They were 8-0 going into the weekend. Now they're 8-1. They lost to the Baltimore Ravens, 37-20. If you've seen my other show, you know that I mentioned that if there's ever going to be a team that's going to beat the New England Patriots, it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. And I didn't bet on them. That's what I get for not betting on Baltimore. But I did qualify it. Said, it's still going to be a W. But if there's a team that could win, it's going to be the Ravens. And sure enough, the Ravens soundly defeated them. 17-point difference. So now the New England Patriots are 8-1. Meanwhile, on the other side, Miami finally gets a win. Yeah, they were 0-7 going into this. They haven't had their break. That's why the numbers are off a little bit. 0-7 going into this. And again, they played, so now they're 1-8, or I'm sorry, 1-7, and they played another team who was 1-6. They played the New York Jets, and they finally won. So congratulations to Miami, and congratulations to Baltimore. All right, but there's still one undefeated team. There's still one fully defeated, no wins, and that the undefeated team in the NFL is the San Francisco 49ers. Go 49ers. And the undefeated team, the most defeated team at 0-8 is the Cincinnati Bengals. And let's see what happens this coming week, see if anybody changes any of that up. But probably not for San Francisco, their schedule. But anyway, what does that have to do with leadership? It's got everything to do with leadership. Because as an individual, because as part of a team, as a team leader, as a team member, you have to experience the W's and you have to embrace the L's. You got to take those losses. Nobody likes to lose. I get that. Yeah, sure. But you know what? Change your mindset a little bit and start embracing those L's. Start looking forward to the L's. Not because you're sabotaging yourself, no, but because somebody else is just that much better. Because something else is going on. Because someone else is doing something just a little bit harder, a little bit longer, a little bit better. And heck, I mean, I've had plenty of L's. In these past 2 years, I have had a truckload of L's. In my X number of years on this planet, I've had a huge number of L's, but I love them. Why? Because they got me to this moment, and they're going to keep moving me. I'm going to keep getting L's. And I know that the young kids, they don't like hearing that. They don't like hearing that the L's are coming. They get hurt. They get physically ill when you tell them you're going to lose. That loss is part of the game. And I mean, I'm not kidding, to the point that, they get physically ill. They get nauseous and things happen and project out. It's terrible. But loss is part of the deal. Loss is part of the game. Loss is part of life, whether we want to admit it or not. It truly is. But, so is the W's. So are the wins. And in the past couple of years, I've had so many wins, and all the in all the years I've been on this planet, I've had so many wins, and I continue to have wins. And I'm going to have more wins. You see how that works? Just like the sun rises and the sun sets, or actually it never sets, we rotate around to create another day. The planet, the same thing. We're always going to have a W. We're always going to have L's. And at the end, if you balance out, good for you. And if you don't balance out and you have more L's than W's, well, good for you. You got out there, tried. But if you have more W's than L's, doesn't mean you won, because we all end up the same place, 6 feet under. But you got out there and you tried. And you tried just that much harder. And kudos to you. And that's the way it is. So winning does feel good. But you know what else feels even greater? It feels even better? Is winning after losing. Winning after losing. I know I felt great when I landed a job after so many months of being unemployed. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It was the greatest feeling in the world. And it is. So losing serves a purpose, good or bad. We all need to lose. It all has to happen. And I know like I said, I'm going to have more. You're going to have more. My kids are going to have more losses. But you know what? They're going to have more W's too. And your kids are going to have W's, and your friends are going to have W's, and you're going to have W's. Why? Because that's just the way life is. Losing keeps us grounded. That's the way life is. We have to keep grounded. It's when we lose perspective, when we lose touch of what the L's are all about. And it's not being called a loser. It's just about that you lost the game. You know, those guys from the New England Patriots, guess what? They're still going to get their $1 million paycheck. So what if they lost? They're still getting paid. The Baltimore Ravens are not getting a bonus for defeating the undefeated team. Life goes on. Life goes on. And folks, losing reminds us that sometimes there are others that are just that much better for that moment. Losing reminds us that we can always do just a bit better. And it's true. We can always just give it just a little bit more. But I gave it my all. I gave it everything. Why didn't I win? Because someone else gave just a little bit more. Someone else was just a little bit faster to the finish line. Someone else cut the price down just enough. Now, when the game is skewed, again, that's an L, but you understand. When the game is fixed, again, you know. When others are cheating or doing whatever they can to go around and cut the corners and get out from under and pull the rug out from underneath you, well, you know what? That's still an L, but it's also a W, because now you recognize who you're playing with. I guarantee you I will never, ever go to an interview where it's just one person. Oops, I lost my notes. Sorry about that. I know you shouldn't do that. That's like the first rule of video. But when it's just a one-person interview, that's it. You know, that pretty much just says, oh, they're just going through the motions. They're just going through the motions. So, again, little things you pick up along the way. Losing reminds us that life is not fair. Folks, if you've not heard it, if you don't believe it, I'm telling you now, I'm telling you the truth. Life is never going to be fair. There's no such thing as a fair fight. There is a winner, there's a loser. In a fight, there's always a winner and a loser. Doesn't matter who it is. Was it the good guy that won or the bad guy that won? There's always just going to be a winner and a loser. Get that through your skull, that life is not fair and it will never be fair. And there's no such thing as a fair fight. That's some pipe dream and some cartoon, commercial, TV, children's book, but it's not real life. Losing reminds us that it's a quiet fascination, and really start looking at losing as a quiet fascination towards achieving the win. It's like now you start looking at it and you start dissecting the loss so you can figure out what you did and what you need to do. You also start dissecting the W, the person, the individual, the group, the team that got the W. You start dissecting that to figure out what your next move is. And there's the fascination. It's just learning and trying to become just that much better. Look at it that way. Look at it as a fascination. And winning is good. Winning reminds us, well, now back to winning, reminds us for one moment in time we were the best. We are the best. And trust me, we had and we're going to have more moments just like that. And we need those. We need those. But we also need to remember that, hey, while winning is good, so is losing. So is losing. Losing is good. So remember that winning is good, losing is good, but no matter what we do, we have to keep moving forward. Because if we don't move forward, then yes, losing becomes bad. If we don't learn from the losses, losing is bad. But that's why we need to get up, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, keep moving forward. And if we're winning, guess what? Get ready for the L because it's coming. The L is coming. But you know what else is coming? This show is coming to an end here tonight. Everyone, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on replay, I do appreciate you watching. And have a good evening. Take it easy. This is Monday, November 4th, 2019. I'm Dave Guerra. This is Let's Have a Chat about leadership for Monday, November 4th, 2019. Until tomorrow, have a good evening. Peace.